Welcome back to Dreaming in America. Today we will be discussing the impacts that race and ethnicity have on achieving the American dream. The fact is that in America, people of different races and ethnicities are treated differently. One area we see this is in loans and home ownership. The gap in home ownership rates between black and white Americans is wider than it was before the civil rights movement. According to the article The American Dream While Black, 76% of white households own homes, while only 47% of black households own homes. That is a 29% gap, as mentioned in the same article. The previous quote and the following experience show that it is easier for white Americans to get loans and homes compared to black Americans. As Ebony Jones describes her story, when I initially apply for a loan online, without fail, I get no problem. They bombarded me with emails and letters. Then they see the property address, or ask me if I'm married, and everything changes. This is because the neighborhood where Ebony Jones lives is 29% black and 68% Latino. Home ownership is important because it allows one to put money into something that builds equity, allows for increased credit or borrowing against it in tough times, and can be passed down to the next generation. This helps build generational wealth. When one doesn't have access to owning a home because of not being given good loans or being limited in location for purchase to areas that don't appreciate well, not only does that impact the individual, but it also makes it difficult for the next generation to get ahead. This is why in the article The American Dream While Black, it says the home ownership gap is the main driver of the wealth gap, as home equity is helpful for surviving setbacks like job loss and trying new things like starting a business. Because of the lack of financial support, it makes it much harder for other races, especially blacks, to break free from hardship and be able to thrive and achieve their dream. There is only so much one can do to progress and build wealth without adequate support or resources. The next factor in building wealth are jobs. Unfortunately, jobs are not as helpful as they should be for many people. One group of people in particular who may struggle are immigrants. This is because immigrants tend to start at the bottom, and even if they do come in with education, a degree, or certifications, they are not always accepted in the US. As Elle says, no one's journey to the middle class is guaranteed or even at all certain. Without a job, it is very hard to move up in society. However, a lot of people do have a job, but because of their race and ethnicities, they aren't offered the same opportunities or support that would help them further their life and get closer to achieving their dream. A quote that I heard the other day that I really liked is, "The only thing guaranteed from the fruits of your labor is the labor." Which segues to the last topic for today, opportunity. A quote that I want to point out from the article The American Dream While Black is, "Not only is this generation of black people who have less than some before them, less to help cover medical and other expenses at the end of life, less to live on in retirement, this is yet another generation where many will have absolutely nothing to pass on." When there is nothing to pass on, it makes it more difficult for the following generations to build wealth if they have to continuously start at the bottom or with hardly anything. Because of this, it helps continue this loop, making it harder for the following generations to achieve the American dream. With this being said, it makes sense why Ebony Jones feels this way when she says, "So, to this day, our American dream looks like an isolated hope." That is all for today. Tune in next time to Dreaming in America.